Hello friends, my name is Bahroz. I'm a finance executive by profession, and in this video I will share with you how you can go about acing Amazon's work simulation assessment test, which is a crucial part of their hiring process and is geared towards assessing one's ability in a real world job scenario. Now, in this test, you will be judged on your problem solving skills, on your prioritization skills, on your interpersonal skills, and how compatible are you with Amazon's 16 leadership principles. Now, I have made a separate video where I explain what those 16 Amazon leadership principles are. I highly recommend that you go through that video and go through those 16 core principles that Amazon have before you even engage into the hiring process, because it is very important for you to internalize those key principles before you start appearing in any of the tests. Now, apart from work simulation assessment test, there is another test that you may be encountering as part of your hiring process, which is Amazon work style assessment test. I've made a separate video on how you can go about acing that test and sample examples or the kind of questions you should be expecting in the test. In case you're interested in checking that video out, I will leave the link of that video in the description of this video. Now, apart from whatever I will teach you in this video, which is that how you should go about preparing for the test, what to expect in the test, one thing is for sure, that you need to practice these tests. Now, as part of the practice, what I did was I sifted through the web and found this one website which has sample practice tests which mimic or are as close as it can get to the original tests that you will receive as part of your hiring process. I highly recommend you check that website out. I will leave the link to that website in the description of this video. It is very important that before you appear in the test that you practice the test as much as possible, just for you to get familiar with the format, the question types, and also practice the questions themselves. Now, one special request that I have before you move forward in this video, that is to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. Both of these actions will tell YouTube algorithms that this is a channel or this is a video that you really like and will help me improve the quality and the quantity of content that I post on this channel. So in order for me to be supported, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And now let's get rolling back into the video. So in this video, I will be talking about the structure of the test and how you go about preparing for the test itself, because understanding the structure and then preparing for the test is what you need in order for you to ace the test. So let's start talking about the structure of the test itself. Now, the test assesses a candidate on 4 skills, which is problem solving skills, prioritization skills, interpersonal skills, and how compatible you are to the Amazon core leadership principles, which are the 16 leadership principles they have. I made a separate video on those 16 leadership principles. I highly recommend you check out that video and also understand those 16 principles before you even engage in any of these tests, because it is very important for you to internalize what those principles are. So when you are appearing in the test, you can immediately answer the right question just because you know what is the kind of candidate that they're looking for. Now, as part of the structure, one typical kind of question that you can expect to receive is a work scenario, where you're given a real-time work scenario and are expected to choose the right response or rank different responses based on whatever challenge you're trying to solve or whatever challenge that has been presented to you that you're required to solve. Now, let me share with you one example of this work scenario question. Your manager assigns a high priority task, but your team is already working on another critical project. How do you handle this? Now, possible responses: delegate tasks and adjust workloads, halt the current project and focus on the new one, split the team between both projects, inform the manager that the new task can't be handled right now. Now, here it is best to work with elimination. So first we eliminate the responses which look out of place altogether, just from what we know from the 16 core leadership principles. One item that I would simply eliminate is halt the current project and focus on the new one. Yes, we know the new one is high priority, but we don't know whether the old ones were high priority or not. They could be also high priority, and hence this is not the best solution. Another one that I would eliminate is inform the manager that the new task can't be handled right now. Again, the idea is for you to look for a solution as against just throwing a problem to your manager. Now, this is another thing when you are at your workplace. Never go to your manager with a problem only. You also have to come up with a solution. So number 1 and number 3 look like kind of 2 solutions that you can make use of. And here I would select delegate tasks and adjust workloads as against splitting the team between 2 projects altogether, because delegating tasks and adjusting workloads seems like more of a pragmatic approach as against just saying I would split the team between the 2 projects altogether, because there might be resources who could be better used in both of the projects as against just being one person working on one project and one person working on the other, because you might be needing different resources or different expertise across the projects as well. So splitting might not be the best of the options. Although 1 and 3 both look okay to me, but I would pick 1 here. Now also note, I will be making a separate video for which I will leave the link in the description of this video, or you can check out the Amazon playlist that I have on my channel, where I will be sharing with you some sample questions that you can expect to receive in your test and how you should go about reading them and answering them all together. Now the next section would be data interpretation, where you will be receiving a set of charts, numbers or graphs, and would be asked to analyze those numbers and come to a certain decision that you've been asked to make from whatever challenge the company is trying to solve, using that data, that graphs, those information that has been provided to you. For instance, analyzing sales data across the regions and deciding which region should be receiving additional marketing resources. Next section is around prioritization, where candidates are required to prioritize tasks with varying urgency and varying importance. And here you need to make sure that all critical tasks are kind of prioritized earlier in your list of prioritization. For example, the candidate would be given a list of tasks and would be asked to rank them in order of priority based on your time management skills. Last but not least is around personality and leadership principles, which is to make sure that you are compatible with the 16 leadership principles that Amazon has, such as bias for action, obsession with customer, and so on and so forth. Example, choose the statement that best represents your approach to problem solving. I seek help immediately when I encounter a problem, or I attempt to solve problems independently before asking for help. Here option 2 would be my preferred option. Now let's talk about how you should go about preparing for the test. One, which is the core and most important one, which I already talked as well, is for you to get familiar with the Amazon 16 core leadership principles, so much so that you can internalize those principles. Like you can think of them whenever you are appearing for any question. You can open that worksheet which has 16 principles in your mind and can answer the question according to one of those principles. Hence, it is very important that you should be almost memorizing them and understanding them and absorbing them completely. Next important tip is around practicing data interpretation skills, which is to improve or brush up your skills on how you should go about reading and interpreting different data like charts, like numbers, like tables, and also how you can come up with insights reading those numbers that you can use in order to make different decisions. So how do you analyze data and then come up with insights for you to make informed decisions? So you need to brush up those skills. Again, the practice test, for which I will make a separate video, for which I will leave the link in the description of this video, will also help you brush up those skills, because I will be kind of giving you hacks, tips and tricks with regards to how you can solve different examples and how you can interpret different data and information. And those tips will certainly help you get better in acing this kind of test or these kind of questions. Next one is to improve your prioritization skills. That is to practice your skills of organizing different tasks based on varying urgency and varying importance. There are different models that you can find on the web which you can make use of in order to sort different priorities, again based on their urgency and importance. As I said, when I will be making a practice video for the practice test, I will be also sharing with you some ways how you can go about thinking of particular tasks and how you should go about prioritizing them. Last but not the least, something that I talked initially in the video as well, which is very, very important, that you need to practice. And for this, as I said previously, I've sifted through the web and found this one practice test which simulates the original test to the max. I highly recommend you subscribe with them and practice as many tests that they have online before you appear on the final test. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this video was helpful for you to now understand what is the structure of the test and what are the ways you can improve your chances of acing this particular test.